What's going on, guys? In today's tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you how to do all of the different CP algorithms on the Square-1. For clarification, CP is the step where we solve all of the corners on the Square-1 into the correct position, but not necessarily solve the edge pieces. CP only has a total of 5 algorithms, and it's very easy to learn, so let's get right into it. The first algorithm that we're going to learn is called JJ, because there's two corners that need to swap. And it's called J because it's like J-perm. And it's the same thing at the bottom because a J-perm would swap these two corners. So the alg for this is actually very simple. We're just going to be holding each pair of headlights, so the two corners that are already solved. We're going to be holding them in front, and then you're going to want to do this algorithm. So you're going to slice, do a U, slice, and then you'll undo that U move, and we'll do a D move to put that back to where it was over here, and we'll slice, and then we'll undo that D move, and we'll slice again. And so you can see that will solve the corners. So the next one we're going to want to learn is called NN, and that's when we have two corners that need to swap diagonally on both sides, and it's called N because it's kind of like an N-perm where the two corners will swap on 3x3. And this is another double one, so you don't have to do any variations. There's just one algorithm. And this one's very simple. So you just slice. You can move both layers over to the left, slice again, and then just undo that. So move both layers back this way and then slice. And you can see that will solve the corners. Now we're getting into the ones where we have different types on each layer. So there's not going to be one algorithm. There's going to be two variations, obviously, when they're swapped. So for this first example, we have J and then N. And we can see the J-perm is on bottom. But it can also be on the top, and I'll show what to do with that in a second. But if it's on bottom, you're going to want to hold the headlights, so the two solved corners, on the left. And you just want to focus on the J-perm when setting it up, so on the left. And then you're going to want to do this. So slice, and you'll do a U prime. And then you will just slice again, undo that U prime, slice, U prime again, slice, undo that U prime. So you're just alternating. And it's a very simple algorithm to memorize. But then if we want it on top, then you're just going to do the same thing, but with D moves. So we're going to keep, again, holding these headlights on the left, slice, D move this way again, slice, and then undo that, slice, bring that D move back, slice, and undo that D move. And you can see that will solve the corners. So the next one is when we have a J-perm on top, and then we have the solve layer on bottom, and of course these can be swapped with the J on bottom and the top layer solved. So what you're going to want to do is hold your J-perm in the back, and then you're going to want to do this. So slice, and then move both layers this way, and then slice. You're going to want to move that U prime over this way, slice, and then you just want to do alternating D moves. There's no like super clear way to memorize it, but it's pretty easy to get into your muscle memory once you've learned it. And then the other variation is, of course, when the top layer, the corners are solved, and then we have the J-perm on bottom. So again, you're going to want to hold that on bottom, and then you're going to slice, and then move both layers this way again. But then this time, instead of doing a U prime, you're going to want to do a D. Do that over, and then it's just alternating U moves, unlike the D moves we did on the other one. And then the very last one we have is N, and then solved, which of course can be flipped. So the algorithm, this one's a little bit easier to memorize, but it is the longest out of the 5. So you're going to want to just, assuming the N-perm is on bottom, of course it can be held from anywhere. So the algorithm goes that you want to slice, then you want to move both layers in opposite directions, and then depending on which layer your N was originally on, you'll move that layer. So mine was on the top, so we'll do a U, then we'll slice, move them both again, slice, U, slice, move them both. And you can see that will solve it. So same thing here. As you can see, we have the N-perm on bottom, and we just want to do the exact same thing. So we will slice, move them in opposite directions. And this time, since our N-perm was on the bottom layer, we're going to move the D layer over. Slice, move them both, slice, move the D layer over, slice, move both layers. And you can see that solves it. So if this tutorial was helpful, I would really appreciate it if you leave a like and subscribe for more Square-1 tutorials just like this.